Everyone's on mute. It's just us to unmute. Thank you.
Afternoon, chaps. We're going to start with Keith from Sky, and then we'll use the hands up system. We'll do a little bit for the Mondays at the end if you want. Keith, when you're ready.
Hi, Paul.
Are you okay?
Hi, yeah, good, thanks. You were talking, obviously, during your post-match there about the team maybe lacking in quality at certain stages. How big is your role between now and the end of the season to ensure that they've still got the confidence and character going into next season to give yourself a fighting chance, whatever division it is you're going to be in?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That is our aim, and we speak about that with the players. It's been a tough year, obviously, for everyone, but we can either sit back and moan about that or start looking forward. And we want to look forward. We want to start pushing and preparing and building for next year, whatever that brings. So that is the focus. And there were moments today which were very good, but we didn't capitalise on enough opportunities because, like I say, when we did lose the ball and where we lost the ball was frustrating for us because it meant we missed opportunities or couldn't build the pressure. But it also gave Leeds their best opportunities, which were on the counter. So, yeah, it was those little moments where we were cheap in possession, which were the difference today.
Is your remit to get the squad into that place mentally that they can attack next season? Is that what you're personally having to do?
Yeah, that's my goal. That's the players' goal, the staff's goal, everything. Like I said, we know it's been tough. We could sit here and talk about excuses, but we're not going to do that. It's all about looking forwards now. It's about looking, obviously, the next game, Arsenal, but bigger picture stuff, as you said. Trying to build that mentality which the players understand and know they're capable of and know what brought them all that success.
You've obviously had so many problems defensively throughout the season, and then obviously again today we've seen one, possibly two being taken off with what looked like concussion injuries. Is that just kind of systematic of your season, what we saw today?
Yeah, it is. But as I said, we sit here and moan and say that's what cost us. It isn't, but it is another problem for us. We know that. But it'll be an opportunity for someone else, and that's what we have to do. We want to start getting players back. I'd love to have. I know we can only pick 11, but I'd love to have every player fully fit and training, and have the difficult choices to pick an 11. But at least then we can chop and change and keep things fresh and hungry and have more competition for places. At the minute, we haven't got that, but we'll get that as players are coming back. Today, it just meant we had to reshuffle the pack twice because the two players were in a similar position, which hampered us. But that happens, and we'll have to get on with it.
What happens, Paul, with the two players who came off now in terms of the protocols in the short term?
Well, with the doctors getting assessed, obviously George was a concussion substitution. He went through, was assessed, he appeared fine, and then reported some blurred vision, went down, so it's out your hands, you have to bring him off. So we used a concussion substitution then, and we ended up, which helped us in the end because it allowed us to make the fourth one later. Jayden took a bang and just didn't feel great, so no risk, just brought him off.
Cheers, Paul, thank you.
Nice.
Paul, how frustrating was it that United seemed to make life really difficult for themselves yet again, which has been, unfortunately, the story of the season, that they really do invite pressure with the constant turning over of possession and being sloppy?
Yeah, that was frustrating, of course it was, but we're not going to shy away from taking the ball. You're not going to get better in possession. We're not going to get better and braver by shying away from that. So we're going to take the ball. Some bits were good today in possession, as I say, and some bits we were sloppy and in key areas. So a couple of key things were sloppy with turnovers were in the second half in particular. When we won the ball back in our defensive third, we gave the ball away in that first couple of passes too cheaply, which allowed Leeds to get a bit of momentum. Another frustrating one was set plays. We didn't have the quality on set plays from the delivery, which meant when we didn't miss the first man, the clearance set up a lot of counters from Leeds. So those are two areas in particular where we could have, should have been better. But there were also good moments of quality, which got us all the way up to third. And as I say, the frustrating thing is we when I felt we were getting on top in the second half, and Leeds were making the subs to try and live with us, we were his own worst enemy in terms of not being able to build that pressure and momentum and really get our foot on the throat of Leeds and score through pressure and momentum. We tended to let that momentum go with a cheap giveaway or a poor delivery at a set play, which allowed Leeds to counter, and then we had to start again.
Are you surprised at the corners today, Paul? Because the delivery was surprisingly really poor.
Surprised? Yeah, disappointed. We know that, and we've actually been doing a bit of work on that this week in training, and the delivery's been excellent. And actually, our first wide free kick, I think Flecky put one in from the left, an outswing, and that was top class, and it was a big chance. But we missed opportunities. Yeah, it's probably the most we've had for a while as well in games in terms of corners numbers. So yeah, it was a missed opportunity in that respect today.
How close to you are being able to make changes to the midfield, Paul? Because it's another major issue for the fan base regarding selection of John Lundstram in particular. Are you close to having Sanderberg back or anybody else back or any other options in that position?
No, Sander's still a couple of weeks away from training, so Sander will be a while. We know we're short in keepers. We've got a lot of options up front, but we've been short at the back. In terms of centre-back positions, obviously we took two injuries today in terms of right-side defenders today, which is a problem. And we've had limited options in midfield. As I said, we know where we stand with it. But it's not going to be something we moan about. It's going to be something we get on with and something we work hard at.
Thanks, Paul. Take care. Cheers.
Aaron?
Yeah, thank you. Paul, what were your thoughts on George's tackle on Tyler Roberts in the middle of the pitch just before George received treatment?
Yeah, is that the one where he took a knee to his face, didn't he?
Yeah, George took a whack to the face. What did you think of the tackle itself?
At the time, I don't know if are you angling for me to say something else? I've not seen it, but as I said, it was from our point of view, well, almost stopped an attack, but the ricochet put someone in, so he was brave. But Tyler's knee seemed to follow through and catch him in the face, and that's what's led to his problems further on in the game.
Not a reckless tackle then, you were happy with the tackle itself on Tyler?
Yeah, from where I was stood.
Thank you, cheers.
Anyway, we'll go to the Mondays then. Dave Anderson.
Hi, Paul. Paul, Aaron Ramsdale's had a bit of a difficult first season, but he made a couple of important saves today. How's he been since you've been here?
Yeah, Rams. Yeah, well, since I've been working with him, he's been excellent. I actually think he's been excellent for the last few months now. Seems to have really grown into position, took a lot of responsibility, and we know what a good goalkeeper is. We've all seen it before. So, yeah, he's someone young boy, very young for a goalkeeper, but he's got a mature head on his shoulders. And yeah, once again, he was really strong today, really assured. Most things were easy for him to deal with, but he had a couple of really big moments which were good. And also his decisions from goal kicks, when to play and when to kick long, I thought were very good as well. And it's something that he's really keen to do, and we're keen to utilise that as well.
And of course, he was with England under 21s there during the international break. He's someone with a big future ahead of him as well.
Yeah, I certainly think so. And I know he's really valued in the England setup. Speaking to people who are obviously involved with him, they really like what they see when he's away with England as well. So they're probably just reiterating what we think about him at this club.
Thank you very much.
James?
Unmute yourself, James.
James, you're on mute, pal.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, that's brilliant. I was just going to say, I mean, I am singling Aaron out, but he's shown that character that you almost are demanding from the rest of the team, isn't he? To overcome adversity at the start and just work his way through it. Yeah,
sorry, you're talking about Rammers there?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He's a strong boy with a great personality. We know he's a good player, like I said. We know he's got talent. Everybody can see that. And you're not going to be a footballer and not get criticised at moments in your career. You're not going to be involved in the game and not open yourself up to someone's opinion that's not positive on you. That is what happens. And it's a skill to be able to deal with that, to be able to ignore that when it's unjust or work through it if it is just. So it's all part and parcel of the game, but it's certainly a skill that footballers need, even more so at the top level, and even more so the way things are going now with media and social media, because opinions are so easy to come by, you know what I mean? Whether they hold any value or not, people are happy to give them.
And what can you actually sort of tangibly do to actually get that confidence back, though? Because I mean, the obvious answer is results, isn't it? But what can you and Jason and the rest of the coaching staff actually do in the week?
Yeah, if you talk about if someone knew that, they'd be a millionaire, wouldn't they? If someone just knew, right, how do you get confident? But there's certainly lots of things you can do and try. And as I said, it's about looking forwards now. We have to think about next season. We have to think about finishing this season as positive as possible, but think a bit bigger than that as well. So, of course, Arsenal, it's the next game, but demand standards and demand a bravery about us that's going to hold the players in good stead for next season. And not shy away from that, not shy away. So if they're giving the effort, the energy, and there's a real desire to get on the ball and play, yes, we might make mistakes between now and the end of the season. We might do. Everybody does, but we have to improve at that, and we know that. It's been an area where we've struggled and why it's not been a good year for everyone. But we have to just focus on trying to put that right again for the short term, which is the next game, but also, as I said, for looking forward to next season as well.
And John Lundstrom, no comebacks from his run out. I'm guessing you'd rather not have played him, but
Lunny?
Yeah. Sorry, John Egan.
Eags. Yeah. Eags. So he's had a couple of days training with us. So we've got an opportunity now to get more training sessions in him, which is important. Important for John, important for us. And as I say, we need people fit and available if we can get them, and I'd have everyone back fit and love to be working with a full squad. It'd give us more options. It'd allow different changes. But at the minute, we've not got that, so we just get on with what we've got and we'll keep working hard.
Cheers, Paul.
Right. Sutty.
Hi, Paul. Can I just clarify with George and Jayden? Were they both concussion subs or just one of them?
Just George.
Because Jayden looked to be in real trouble on this flank. Was that not an option as a?
He took a bang. And was struggling with the bang. In terms of the protocols, we're obviously, regardless of the subs that you make, whether it's a concussion substitution or not, it'll still be assessed in the same way.
With regard to George, because Alan Shearer was quite vocal on Amazon Prime at half-time, he thought he should have come off straight away. What were the protocols that were involved? Obviously, he came to the side, didn't he? And he was checked on the pitch as well. What actually happened?
Just that. So they check him on the pitch. They go through the full protocols they have in the head injury checklist, even down to checking the neck and everything. If they pass them, they go and assess them on the side of the pitch. Make them walk out when they're standing up. Same. So he came on. And I'm not sure, without watching the game back, and what actions he did between that and then struggling, but he then started to not feel great, bit worried about his vision. So as soon as anything like that said or reported, it's out of your hands. Medical teams run those situations, and rightly so.
I know you said they're going to be checked now, but how were they in the dressing room? Are they okay?
Yeah, they're with the doctor. So George, literally left George with the doctor then. So they'll be assessed, obviously, ongoing this evening. And then they'll have to go through, if Jayden is the same result, but they'll have to go through, George will certainly have to go through his concussion protocols in terms of returning to play.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
And finally, Stu.
Hi, Paul. You were very clear before the game that these players won't throw the towel in, but how pleased were you that they hung in the game after that, after Jags' own goal?
Yeah, they embrace the challenge. Leeds are a good side in those situations, and if you let them, they can run over you. But we stood up to the task. We matched them in that respect. As I say, we gave them too many opportunities on the counter where we lost the ball. But listen, a lot of that's down to Leeds and how well they try and win the ball back and break on you on the counter. But in terms of effort, energy, it was there. The players will fight. The players will fight. They're proud, and you have to be that way. And they didn't get to where they are as footballers by not being tough and not being willing to work hard. So I don't think that'd be fair to throw that at them. So yeah, they've shown it again today. And while ever they give that, that's all we can demand from them. And then everything else, look at the ball, something dropping for us to get us that goal and that win, all them moments of quality that we'll keep striving to get better at, then obviously that's what we'll work at.
Thanks, Paul.
Cheers, guys.